All right, family, how you guys doing tonight? This is Larry, and I just wanted to pop in right quick and touch bases with you guys today. And as you see the topic, I threw it up there so everyone can see. So even if you just scroll by, you get a chance to see what it's about. So let me check the sound as always. Yeah, but I wanted to talk about. Okay, I'm on. I want to talk about not allowing fear to hold you back. And so many individuals right now, great, mighty individuals, people who have mighty things inside of them. I mean, people who have great expertise in all different walks of life are not doing what they can be doing because they're afraid of judgment. They're afraid of failure. They're afraid. So today, my focus and goal is to get you guys, ladies, or whoever, into a condition where you won't allow fear to hold you back. Now, I'm not here to tell you that you can't be afraid, because I believe that fear is a legitimate emotion. I believe fear is a legitimate emotion. It's not something that, it's like love, it's like anger, it's like hate. It's legitimate. Fear is something that literally is in you. But the problem with fear is when we allow it to stop us. So it's just like love. You're in love and you love somebody and you're making a bad choice because you love somebody. Whereas if you love someone, you still should be able to make a good decisions. A lot of time we can't make great decisions because of our love for someone. So let's go down the rabbit hole of fear. You have a great idea, or let's not even focus on the actual hustle or the business entrepreneurship. We're gonna get to that, but let's just talk about day-to-day life, everyday going to work life. And I'm gonna speak for myself. There was a time when I was just not confident in my ability. They got 4 stages of learning, and we got to talk about these 4 stages of learning, and I think this will help you. The number 1 stage of learning is called incompetent. It's called unconsciously incompetent. Okay, it's unconsciously incompetent. Basically, you don't know what you don't know. Number 2 is you're consciously incompetent. Now you know what you don't know. Number 3 is unconsciously competent. You don't know what you know. And finally, you consciously competent. You know what you know. There was a time in my professional career when I was going through the 4 stages of learning. I didn't know what I didn't know. This is a dangerous time. A lot of times it's a dangerous time, but it's also a good time for an individual too, because when you don't know what you don't know, many times we dive right in. So in that phase, I'm diving right in, and it takes a humbling moment. You start off, you dive right in, you eager, you ready to go, then you dive off the cliff, and then you get in it, and you find out you don't know what you know, and you look like a fool. That happens. You go through the next stage of you consciously incompetent. Now you know what you don't know, so you're a little bit more humble. Now people stay in this era right here. A lot of people stay in this era because of fear of the first phase. Fear is just indicative of something that happened. We've been rejected. We got laughed at. We failed. Whatever the issue may be. So now you consciously incompetent. Okay, this the humble moment. This the quiet time when you shut your mouth and you sit back and learn. Well, the smart people. Some people stay in this mode, but I'm not speaking to them. I'm talking to you. You learn. Now you've learned so much in this humbling period. You know things, but you don't know you know them. You unconsciously competent. You don't know what you know. You don't realize it. So this is the stage where you're in the meeting and you're afraid to speak out, but you know the answer. And you don't realize that you're an authority. So these are the people I'm speaking to today. If you're in the first phase, you got to learn. The second phase, you have to learn. But I'm speaking to the unconsciously incompetent individuals, individuals right now who are intelligent, they're experts at something, but they are dumb to the fact that they're an expert. You're sitting in a meeting at work, question come up, comment come up, and it's a completely stupid answer that somebody is answering, but you do not make any suggestions because you refer back to that time when you didn't know what you knew, and you didn't know what you didn't know, and you made a fool out of yourself, and they laughed at you. So now the fear kick in. Now you're afraid to say something because you're reverting back to the time when you sent that email and it was all wrong and everybody in the company got it. And now you're like a complete fool. You go in the break room and you wonder did this person next to you see the email, right? Your mind, because of survival mode, I'm kind of get you in a position of understand the logic behind fear. Because of survival mode, that's your mind and your subconscious number one focal point and focus is self-preservation. Your mind, your subconscious is focused on survival. That's all it's focusing on, survival. And you subconsciously revert back to those times of fear, and your mind automatically say, I cannot let her go back there again because of how she was hurt or how he was hurt. So your mind is subconsciously preventing you from saying anything is because it don't want you to experience that hurt again. Hence the fear. Fear is indicative of that survival instinct right there. All right, I know it may be a little too deep or not, but you are in survival mode. You're afraid, but your mind is subconsciously protecting you from the time when you were 5 years old and you said something in class and everybody laughed at you. And that humiliation that you felt and the pain that you felt, your mind is subconsciously, not, it's just doing it on autopilot, protecting you. So fear is indicative of that. So you being of a conscious mind, you have to literally fight that. You have to understand that my mind naturally wants to protect me from humiliation. My mind naturally wants to protect me from failure. My mind naturally wants to protect me. So the mind automatically tells you to never take the chance. So fear right now is holding you back, not because you're a coward. No, not because you're a sucker. No, you're not a sucker. You're not a coward. Fear is holding you back because of survival. You are in survival mode. Now, the problem with survival mode, where there's no risk, there's no reward. I think Robert F. Kennedy said, where there is only the man who dares to risk greatly will ever succeed greatly. I forget it. Only the man who dare to fail greatly will only risk greatly. Will only succeed greatly. Something like that. Just go look up the Robert F. Kennedy. I'm trying to get too deep. But anyway, you're in survival mode right now. That's why you won't raise your hand in a meeting and say, I know the answer, because you do. You know the doggone answer. I haven't even made it to the hustle point because most of us can't even be excellent employees. Like, be the confident employee. Like, you sitting in the meeting, don't want to say anything, and it's like the kid who don't want to try at school and don't want to get up and read his report because he got laughed at when he made a fool of himself. So you're the same way. Fear is holding you back, and it's not holding you back because you're a buster. It's not holding you back because you're a coward. It's holding you back because your mind is trying to protect you from humiliation. Your mind is trying to protect you. So today I want to encourage you. You are going to have to actively fight that. You're going to have to fight that. You're going to have to say, you know what? I can care less what my mind is trying to do. My mind is trying to protect me. My mind is trying to stop me. My mind is trying to prevent me. Your mind is doing what it's supposed to do, and it's supposed to help you survive. But the mind don't know how to process that I have to take this risk. I have to do it. Dave said, fortune favors the bold. The individuals who are willing to step up. I don't even have to be as great as someone, but I am doggone willing to get up on the stage and try. Whereas somebody who's way more qualified than me can do it better than me, can speak better than me. You listen to me talk like I'm misquoting words and grammar all jacked up. And, you hear me. I remember I was talking in, I used to be a barber, so I was cutting this lady hair, and she was a school teacher. I couldn't stand cutting that lady hair. She was some kind of English teacher or something. And she was always correct my English. Like, you said a double proposition or whatever she said. And she was like, no, you supposed to say it like this. And she just get in my chair every time. I hated cutting that lady hair. But anyway. So you hear me speaking, right? And you sitting at home and you got the great vernacular. You got you have great English skills. But I'm having the courage to do what I'm doing, but you're going to make an excuse and say, I ain't got time, or that ain't for me, or something like that, when really you know it is. You know it is. So me telling you today to stop allowing fear to hold you back. I'm not telling you not to be afraid. That's not my place. So anyone who's telling you stop being afraid, how can I tell you to not be afraid? That's crazy. That's like you say, don't be in love. You know what I mean? That's stupid. So I'm not telling you to not be afraid. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying, Sheila, you are wrong for being afraid. Johnny, you wrong for being afraid. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, Sheila, you got to fight your fear with action. You got to fight through your fear with action. Stop asking, Dave said about people asking 1,000 questions. Procrastination is just a symptom of fear. So anytime I see someone who's not moving and they got to get everything perfect, perfectionism is a symptom of fear. Procrastination, perfectionism is a symptom of fear. Indecisiveness, a symptom of fear. Root cause, fear. Fear's root cause is in survival. Your mind is trying to protect you from being humiliated. It's trying to protect you. Remember that time your heart got broke. Don't fall in love with nobody again, girl. Don't fall in love with nobody else again, man. Because your mind is saying, I don't want to go through that again, because its whole functionality is self-preservation. So you today, understanding that my mind is in self-preservation mode. It want to protect me. It want to keep me from being failed and laughed at again, and humbled and broken down. The Bible says, blessed are those who are broken, the humble. Now the meek shall inherit the earth. And it talks about the humble when Jesus was on the mountain. He was giving his sermon. But about the homeless, and the blessed are those with the contrite spirit. And the reason why blessed are those, these are the people who are willing to dive off the cliff, and you're willing to be broken. You're willing to be hurt. You're willing to go down. But let me tell you something. It's going to happen. So understand that when you put yourself out here, somebody's going to laugh at you. Somebody's going to say you messed that up. I remember I used to try to preach, and I was preaching, and I used to get in front of these people who at the time, they felt like they was more than me. And now I realize that they weren't, because ministry is an overflow of what's in your life. So just because somebody can preach, don't make them over you. It don't make them, because somebody said, and this for all my believers, somebody who are an apostle or somebody who can talk well, it don't make them better than you. If you're a young up and coming preacher, ministry is an overflow of your life. So if you're successful in life, then ministry is just an overflow of that. So these broke preachers don't mean nothing. Go get some money and come and tell people about prosperity, right? Go get your life together and then stand up here and preach to somebody. I see preachers trying to preach about marriage. Like, where your marriage at? You know what I mean? I've been with my wife, a long time, since 2004. You hear what I'm saying? So that's, man, that lady been together 15 years. Wow. But you understand what I'm saying? So I can come to you and talk to you about marriage. I can have a marriage ministry, because that's the overflow what's in my life. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm sorry for getting sidetracked. But listen, fear is holding you back. Now I want you to ask yourself this question. Am I not moving forward in something because I'm afraid? Am I not right now taking a chance because I'm afraid? In total transparency, LinkedIn was an intimidating place for me. LinkedIn was an intimidating place because it's CEOs on LinkedIn. These people who are professionally sound individuals. And I was afraid to post my stuff on LinkedIn. But then when I started posting my stuff on LinkedIn, I started getting inboxes from them same people I was intimidated by, telling me, thank you. Oh my God. Like, that validation. But up until that point, I was afraid. Most of the time, the very thing that you fear is the very thing you should be doing. For real. If you fear it, that's indicative of the fact that, number one, it's intimidating. And if you're not in over your head, you're not in deep enough, in the words of John C. Maxwell. So if your dream, goal, and vision is not intimidating, it's not from God. It's something from you. So whatever it is you facing and whatever it is you want to do, it has to be something that makes you afraid. It has to be. Because if it's not, you're in your comfort zone. So we busting the mold of the comfort zone and getting out here doing videos. Getting out here posting blogs with the jacked up grammar. Don't know where to put the commas at. Use Grammarly. We getting out here doing vlogging. We getting out here doing that because at the end of the day, where my greatest fear is probably down that path of my destination, of my passion, of my not just dream, but just what my destiny, what I was created to do. You hear me? So today, stop allowing fear to hold you back. I want you to question yourself. Not one time did I say it's wrong to be afraid. I said it's wrong to be paralyzed with fear, paralyzed by fear. That's where you're wrong at. You ever seen an animal where it get caught in the headlights, the deer, and it freezes and boom, it get hit? Some people even hunt like that. They see the animal and shine the light in the face, the animal freeze, and they blow his brains out or blow his heart out of him. So today, I want you to, the next time you get ready to get in the meeting, and I'm really looking forward. I mean this with everything in me, y'all. I'm really looking forward to hear some feedback on you guys. Somebody who get in touch with me and say, Larry, you know, man, I was going into these meetings and I wouldn't say anything, and it would all, you know, it's always that one big mouth person in the meeting who they always want to be, you know, and you sit over there like, no, that's wrong, but you don't want to confront them. You don't want to do it in front of the team. But if I'm the leader, I want you to say something. I want you to say, no, Larry, this the right way. Okay? So I want to hear your feedback and say, Larry, you know, it was some things in my life, and it's some things that you may deal with that you have become so immune to. You have built up a tolerance to the fear that you don't even recognize it as fear anymore, that you're making excuses. I have someone I work with, and she could sing, and she was telling me that one day she got ready to do a solo. They told her she could do a solo. Number one, you got to understand, to get on a stage anywhere is a fearful thing. They say public speaking is the number one fear. So, but to sing publicly, like speaking is one thing, but to get up there, your voice could break, you can miss a note, you could be off key. Like, it's so many different variables. So she was afraid, rightfully so. You know, she was afraid. But she allowed fear to stop her from singing the solo. And, you know, I always tell her, I would say, why you didn't, you know, you should do it. Like, just do it. You have to conquer your fears one at a time. You do. Not to hold you forever. I'm going to wrap it up today. I want you to challenge yourself. I mean that. Challenge yourself. If it's an email you want to send, if you're on Facebook and some of you guys are in Facebook groups and you see some nice conversations going on, and these are some intimidating people, but you got value to add, you know, part of that value exchange. We're going to talk about it. But you actually have value to add. You can sit up and offer some great advice, offer some great information, right? Not even just advice, information to people. But yet you've been afraid to do it. You have to face your fear and conquer it. I did a video recently about your life, your survival, your future, your destiny, your promise, and everything depends upon you defeating that giant. And it's in reference to David fighting Goliath, but the giant represents more in our life. The giant is whatever we're afraid of, whatever we are fearful of facing. Saul hunkered down. If you know the story, he was afraid. He did not go out and face his fears. But David said, I'll do it. I'll fight him. I'll defeat him. I have faith, and it's greater than the fear I feel. All right. Look, man, I'm going to wrap it up for today. I got some work to do. Got to post in my group. I have a private group set up called New Age Hustling. It's a private group. You want to get in the group, you know, comment in the video. I'll add you, but I want you to be ready because I'm going to call you out. If you tell me you want to be in the group, I'm going to mention you. I'm going to say, hey, let's do this. Let's do that. Some of you guys in the group, y'all ain't did that challenge. The video challenge I talked about. Who I am, what I have, why do you need it, where I can find it. I'm looking for it. All right, guys. Look, I'm going to wrap it up for today. I appreciate you guys for joining. Stop allowing your fear to stop you, to hold you back. You need a hustle. We haven't even got into the hustling part. You hear what I'm saying? I'm talking about just using your fear at work and in your, but I'm just saying facing your regular everyday feels. And just imagine when you get your hustle and you got to go speak. You got to go talk to people. You got to go tell people who you are. That's why in the group, I'm trying to encourage you guys to speak on camera, to speak. We're going to do the blogging next. To write it down. Who am I? This is what I have. Why you need it? You need this because without this, blah, blah, blah. And you can find it here. This is a great opportunity for you to learn a skill set. And it's even important for you when you're trying to sell yourself. That's your number one commodity. It's not what you have. You have to learn how to sell yourself before you can sell your things. Grant Cardone, and I read a lot of his books, he said he would sell people things and they could go find it at a lesser price down the street. And he would tell them up front, look, man, I know you could go find this same car down the street for $3,000 more, but you won't get me. You see what I'm saying? I'm part of the equation. I'm the part of the equation that's just not regular. You can't find me everywhere, so you have to learn to sell yourself. Okay. All right, guys. Larry did what Larry do. I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for joining on your Saturday night. I'm going to talk to you next time. As always, you need a hustle. You're not safe. Your job is not safe. Your career path that you're on is not safe. Anything can happen. The ship is sinking. The house is on fire. And I say that because I want you to operate as if that is true. Even if you're in a comfortable place in your life right now. The bills are paid, money in the bank, everybody is healthy. You know, we tend to get in this little complacent mode of zombie world and paying bills and vacation and go to work and daycare and private school. That little zombie mode we get in. And then the unexpected hit. And most of us will get caught unprepared. So my whole goal and focus to all this is to get you out of your state of complacency and get you in the mode of hustle, which is just a slang term from entrepreneurship. That's it. You got to go generate multiple streams of income because that's the only thing that's going to keep you safe. Multiple streams of income. That's recession proof. That's depression proof. Okay, you may have 10 streams. If you lose 8, at least you still got 2. You hear what I'm saying? All right, guys, I'm done for today. You guys have a great rest of your night. Don't get in too much trouble. Go chill out and chill. I appreciate you guys for watching. I'm going to talk to you next time. All right, peace.